My beloved soul, allow peace to fill every corner of your heart as you receive these words. I sense you. I sense the tension in your shoulders, the shallow breathing, the knot in your stomach. I sense the whirlwind in your mind, the runaway train of thoughts that takes you to catastrophic futures and traps you in past regrets. I see how anxiety has become a shadow that follows you, stealing the color from your days, the taste from your food, and the peace from your nights. It has become a tyrant, dictating what you can or cannot do, where you can or cannot go, with whom you can or cannot speak. It paralyzes you. It convinces you that the worst-case scenario is not just a possibility, but an imminent certainty. It isolates you, making you believe that no one understands the silent battle you wage within yourself. And amid this inner chaos, I hear your deepest plea, the prayer you barely have the strength to utter. God, help me. I can't take it anymore. Today, I came to answer that prayer definitively. I did not come to give you a temporary tool to manage your anxiety. I came to declare war against it on your behalf. I came to cut its roots, break its chains, and expel it from the sacred territory of your soul. What I am about to show you next could transform your walk, because today I decree over your life that anxiety that paralyzes you will no longer dominate you. This is not a catchphrase. It is a declaration of liberation from the throne of the universe, sealed with my authority and driven by my infinite love for you. Your time as a prisoner in your own mind is over. Before continuing the message, write this statement of faith in the comments. My soul finds peace in the presence of God. This is your first act of war against anxiety. It is you aligning your will with mine, declaring that peace is your natural state and your birthright. Now, continuing the message, grasp that I am not offering you a superficial solution. I am inviting you to a process of deep healing where together, step by step, we will dismantle the fortress that anxiety built in your life. Your freedom begins now. My child, pay attention to what comes next. For the first weapon in the war against anxiety is understanding. You need to grasp the strategy of your enemy to conquer him. Anxiety is not just a chemical reaction in your brain. At its root, it is a spiritual problem. It thrives on a single fundamental lie, the lie that you are in control and that you are alone. Anxiety is the toxic fruit that grows from the tree of self-reliance. It convinces you that the security of your future, the solution to your problems, the well-being of your loved ones, all depend on your ability to predict, plan, and manipulate every variable. And because life is inherently unpredictable, that task is impossible and, therefore, overwhelming. The weight of trying to be God in your own life is what is crushing you. Anxiety is, in essence, a form of idol worship, the worship of your own control. Every time you surrender to the what-if cycle, you are bowing to this idol. What if my child gets hurt? What if I lose my job? What if my health fails? Every one of those thoughts is fueled by the belief that you are the only one who can prevent those things from happening. Anxiety deceives you, making you think that worrying is a way of acting, that reviewing problems in your mind is a way of solving them. But it is not. It is merely spinning in circles, spending your precious vital energy and sinking deeper into the quicksand of fear. The relief I offer you today is not a magic pill that will eliminate the problems, but a transfer of power. The secret to your peace is not gaining more control. It is surrendering to the only one who truly has it. It is abdicating the throne of your life, which was never designed for you, and inviting me to occupy it fully. There is something essential you need to grasp before continuing. Anxiety loses 99% of its power the instant you acknowledge that you are not in command of the universe. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I trust in the Lord. By doing this, you strengthen your faith and share hope with those who also need to sense my presence, to cry out. It is your declaration of surrender. It is you handing me the scepter of control. If this message has touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Your battle is not about fighting harder, but about surrendering more. And in this surrender, you will find your victory. My precious soul, Your first practice for living in this new reality of surrender is learning to dwell in the only place where anxiety cannot survive, the present moment. Anxiety is a time traveler. It lives exclusively in the future with its worries and its what-ifs, or in the past with its regrets and its if-onlys. It has no power in the now. The now is my territory. My presence, my peace, and my grace can only be accessed in the present moment. Therefore, your main spiritual discipline to conquer anxiety is to train your mind to return, repeatedly, to the now. When you catch yourself being kidnapped by the train of anxious thoughts about tomorrow, I call you to stop, gently, without judgment, and use your senses, which are the anchors I gave you for the present. Ask yourself, what am I seeing now? And describe it in your mind. I am seeing the sunlight coming through the window, the dust dancing in the air, the color of the wall. What am I hearing now? I am hearing the birds, the distant sound of traffic, my own breathing. What am I feeling now? I feel the chair beneath me, the texture of the fabric on my skin, the temperature of the air. This simple sensory anchoring exercise breaks the spell of anxiety. It forces your mind to leave the land of fear fantasy and return to the solid reality of the present moment. And it is here, in the now, that you will find me. What I am about to show you next could transform your life. Every present moment is a sanctuary of peace if you choose to enter it. I did not promise you grace for the imaginary disasters of next year. I promised you grace for this exact moment, and my grace for now is always sufficient. By practicing presence, you will discover that, at this very second, you are fine. You are breathing. You are safe. You do not need to solve the rest of your life now. You only need to live this moment in fellowship with me. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you have been waiting for is in this verse, Matthew 6:34, which says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Write in the comments, "I receive this message and I am blessed," and send love and protection to the person you love, declaring that they can also live one day at a time in the peace of God. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. And before we proceed, let me guide you to something I have prepared to strengthen your faith even more. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity aligned with my heart, there is a 31-day walk waiting for you. Each day was created so I can speak to you more deeply. If you wish to follow this path, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue the message. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Thus, you receive more messages of light. Tomorrow is secure in my hands. Your only job is to dwell in today with me. My blessed soul, as you anchor your attention in the present, we need to deal with what happens in your mind. Anxiety is fueled by a constant stream of negative and frightening thoughts. You cannot simply stop thinking, but you can choose which thoughts you will entertain. I am promoting you today from a passive victim of your thoughts to an active guardian of your mind. Your mind is a garden, and for a long time you allowed the enemy to plant the seeds of fear, doubt, and worry, and you watered them with your attention until they became weeds that choked out all peace and joy. Your new task is to be a vigilant gardener. You need to learn to identify the weed thoughts the moment they sprout. A thought like, "Something terrible is going to happen," is not yours. It is not from me. It is a seed of fear. A thought like, "You won't be able to handle this," is not yours. It is a seed of insecurity. When you identify one of these thoughts, your instruction is not to fight it with your own strength, which would only make it stronger. Your instruction is to pull it out and replace it with one of my seeds of truth. When the thought of fear arises, pull it out and plant my truth from Psalm 23. "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." When the thought of insecurity arises, pull it out and plant my truth from Philippians 4:13. "I can do all things through him who strengthens me." This is the practice of renewing your mind. It is a conscious, deliberate act of not allowing garbage into your garden and actively cultivating the flowers of my truth. This will require practice. At first, you will feel like you are playing a game of whack-a-mole, with anxious thoughts popping up everywhere. But be patient and persistent. Every time you choose my truth instead of the lie of anxiety, you are reconfiguring the neural pathways of your brain. You are building a new highway of peace, while the old road of fear becomes overgrown from lack of use. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to forgive. Visualize each one, send them love and say, I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Why forgiveness here? Because many of your anxieties are linked to past hurts and fears about specific people. By forgiving them, you pull out one of the main sources of weeds in your mental garden by the root, freeing up an enormous space for peace to grow. My precious soul, now I want to give you a physical tool for a spiritual battle. I created you with a marvelous and often neglected mechanism to combat anxiety: your breath. Anxiety lives in short, fast, chest-level breathing. Peace lives in long, slow, abdominal breathing. When your mind starts to race, your body follows it, and your breathing becomes shallow, sending a danger signal to your brain, which creates even more anxious thoughts, in a vicious cycle. We are going to break that cycle today, using the gift I place in your lungs every moment. When you feel the wave of anxiety approaching, I invite you to stop and do this simple practice, which is a prayer without words. Close your eyes. Slowly inhale through your nose, counting to 4, and as you inhale, visualize yourself inhaling my peace, my strength, my presence. Imagine my spirit as a golden oxygen filling every cell of your body. Hold your breath for a moment, counting to 4, and in this moment of pause, rest in the certainty that I am with you. And then, slowly exhale through your mouth, counting to 6 or 8, and as you exhale, visualize yourself exhaling anxiety, tension, and fear. Hand them over to me. Imagine a gray smoke leaving you, being carried far away. Repeat this cycle a few times. Inhale my peace. Exhale your fear. This is not an empty relaxation technique. It is a spiritual transaction. It is the conscious exchange of your anxiety for my peace, using the rhythm of your breathing as the vehicle. It is a form of embodied prayer, where your whole being participates in the act of surrender. There is something profound I want you to grasp. I created you in such a way that your body and your spirit are interconnected. Calming your body helps calm your soul, and calming your soul helps calm your body. Your breath is the bridge between those two worlds. Use it. It is a gift. It is a weapon. It is an anchor that brings you back to the present, connects you with your body, and opens you to my presence. Practice this not only in moments of crisis, but several times a day. Create pauses to breathe with me. Every conscious breath is an act of worship and a vote of confidence in me. It is you saying, Father, I trust you as my source of life and peace, more essential than the very air I breathe. And with every exhale, you will become lighter, freer, more anchored in my rest. My child, anxiety steals not only your present peace but also your future hope. It paints your tomorrow with the colors of fear and catastrophe. Part of your healing is claiming your future back from the clutches of anxiety and returning it to my secure hands. I want you to start practicing the art of reversed worry, which is sanctified imagination. Instead of using your imagination to rehearse disasters, you will use it to meditate on my promises. When anxiety presents you with a future scenario of sickness, close your eyes and instead imagine yourself walking in divine health, with energy and vitality, using your body to serve me with joy. When anxiety shows you a future of solitude, change the channel of your mind and imagine yourself surrounded by loving, uplifting relationships, laughing, sharing, being a blessing, and being blessed. When anxiety paints you a picture of scarcity, change it for the image of my abundant provision, of you not only having enough, but overflowing in generosity toward others. This is not empty positive thinking. It is visualized faith. It is you aligning yourself with my vision for your life, and not with the enemy's vision. It is you using the gift of imagination which I gave you for glory, and not for fear. Your imagination is like a rudder. It can steer the ship of your life to the port of fear or to the port of faith. The choice is yours. Besides visualizing, start speaking about your future with the language of faith. Stop verbalizing your fears. Your words have creative power. Every time you say, "I am so worried that," you are watering the weeds of anxiety. Start saying, "I am confident that God has a good plan," even if you do not feel it yet. Speak the truth until it becomes your reality. Declare my promises over your family, your health, your finances. Become a prophetess of your own life, declaring the future I have already decreed for you. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple, "Lord, I hand over my future into your hands and trust your good plans for me," is a declaration that realigns your hope and silences the voice of fear. By doing this, you are not denying the challenges, but you are declaring that my power is greater than they are. You are taking the megaphone out of the mouth of anxiety and placing it in the mouth of faith. My precious soul, this path of liberation from anxiety is not just so you can live in peace, it is so you can fulfill your purpose. Anxiety is one of the greatest thieves of destiny. It keeps you small, paralyzed, hidden, afraid to take risks, to use your gifts, to take the step of faith I am calling you to take. Your liberation is not the end of the story. It is the start. As you are freed from the domination of anxiety, you will be filled with a new boldness. The energy you spent fighting your imaginary fears will now be available to fight the good battles of faith in the real world. Your mind, once occupied with worries, will change into a source of creative ideas, divine solutions, and words of wisdom for others. Your voice, once silenced by the fear of judgment, will rise up to encourage the disheartened, to speak the truth in love, to share your story of liberation. You will change from a person who needs comfort to one who distributes it. Your own battle against anxiety qualified you uniquely to minister to others who are in the same prison. You will have a compassion and authenticity that no theory or book could give you. Your greatest weakness will change into your greatest strength. Your testimony will be, "I have been where you are. I know the terror, but I also know the deliverer. And if he did this for me, he can do it for you." What I want you to grasp is that your freedom is not a treasure to be guarded, but a torch to be passed on. I am healing you so you can be a healer. I am freeing you so you can be a liberator. I am changing your anxiety into an anointing. The enemy intended to use anxiety to neutralize and silence you. But I, in my wisdom, am reversing the curse and changing it into your greatest platform of spiritual authority. Do not undervalue your struggle. It was your training ground. And now, you are graduating. You are no longer a frightened recruit. You are a decorated veteran in the art of war against fear. And I am commissioning you today to go and free the captives. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our battle strategy and the start of your life of freedom. We unmask the root of anxiety, learn to anchor ourselves in the present, to guard the garden of the mind, to use the weapon of breath, to claim the future, and to change our struggle into our ministry. You now have all the tools and all my authority to walk in a new reality of peace. Anxiety may try to knock on your door again. It is an old habit. But now, the difference is that you no longer need to invite it in, serve it with your attention, and let it spend the night. You can, with my authority, look it in the eyes and say, "You no longer have power here. This place belongs to the peace of God. In Jesus' name, depart." You are no longer a defenseless victim. You are a well-armed guard. The daily practice of these truths will be your maintenance of freedom. Just as you care for your physical hygiene, you will care for your mental and spiritual hygiene. You will pull out the weeds, practice your breathing of faith, anchor yourself in the present, and declare my truth. And over time, peace will not be something you struggle for, but the very atmosphere in which you live. It will become your natural state. Your identity will not be an anxious person. It will be a daughter of God who rests in the care of her Father. This is your new identity. Embrace it. Live from it. You were created for peace, joy, and freedom. Anxiety was an intruder, an illegal occupant. And today, we served it with an eviction notice. Your inner house belongs to me, and where I dwell, peace reigns. Go now, and walk in the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is yours. If this message resonated with you and with your situation, write in the comments, "The peace of God reigns in my heart." Your words strengthen your faith and also light the way for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we close, I need to guide you to something I have prepared especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, for spiritual reconnection, for a new purpose, and for prosperity that comes from my hands. None of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open pathways. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where daily I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth, created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I have left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Begin this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity today. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and illuminating your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.